Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New York Mets Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 23. It is draft day and trade deadline day. Hope you guys are excited. We had the All-Star game in the previous episode, and now it's time for the draft and the trade deadline. The most important part of every series, regardless of if it's a Legends series or not, is the draft and the trade deadline to make some moves, make some improvements to your team, make sure that you are ready to go for the second half of the season, and more importantly for us, make sure that we're ready to go for October, because we want to get back to the World Series and get our rematch with the White Sox and beat them. That is our goal. I really hope the White Sox are able to make it back to the World Series so we can play them again and beat them this time. I do want to quickly check, are the White Sox even in contention this year? That is a big question. The White Sox are 39-45 as of recording this episode. The defending world champions are not looking too good. There's still a lot of baseball left to go. Remember, we're only in July. There's still a lot of baseball left to go, so they could get back into it. But I need to get that revenge on the White Sox, and I don't know if it's going to be happening just by the look of where they are in the standings right now. Obviously, we are dominating the NL East. We are 12 games ahead of the closest team, which is the Phillies. We are 57-27. We are looking really, really good. And it's time to get drafting. So we are going to simulate a few days into the season, get to the draft. We're taking a bunch of big W's as well, and we are now 60-28, sim to the draft. Yes, sir. Spencer Strider has an inflamed nerve. That just sounds disgusting. And yes, I would like to go to the 2024 first-year player draft. I have no idea who's going to be available when we're picking. Obviously, none of the good players are going to be available when we're picking because we are picking at the back half of the first round because we were so good last year and went to the World Series. And that's just what happens. But if I'm going to see who's on our rankings, so this guy, Marcus Silva, is ranked number 31 by MLB, but he's ranked number 8 by us. I remember this guy. This guy has really good defensive stats and good speed, so he's a good defensive shortstop, but he can't really hit too much. I don't even know if it's really worth it at that point to draft him. I don't know. We'll keep looking. He might not even be there. People can obviously draft wherever they want, so he might not even be there when we come up. What about George Fernandez? He's a little worse than Marcus Silva, so we're going to probably stay away from him. What about anybody else that would be back when we're going to be drafting? Morgan Michi. I remember Morgan Michi. He's a defensive catcher. Jordan Tremaine. There's a slight possibility that he could be here. But is he really worth a first-round pick? I mean, his potential is only capped at 87, so is that really even worth it at that point? This guy, on the other hand, Garrett Cruz, we didn't scout fully, but he looks like a pretty decent pitcher. Nothing crazy, but he looks like he could turn into a pretty decent pitcher, especially with that high potential. Richard Romero has good power, good discipline, but again, that potential. I need to get a guy. I know that it's going to be hard to do because we're drafting so late into the first round, but I want to get a guy that has at least 90-something potential. I don't know. I'm not really sure where to go. Donald Takahashi, I remember looking at him. Leo Lucero, I remember looking at. He didn't look spectacular. Jared Barreo, I especially remember looking at you because you had good power and good defensive stats for a first baseman. And he could play in the outfield, but he's not very fast. I don't think he could play in the outfield. Roberto Taveras is a project, that is for sure. Look at that overall, starting overall, and that's already pretty accurate. So he is a certified project. I don't know. I just don't know where. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't even know who to put on my board because I just don't know who I want to draft. Now remember, I said that this draft is important for regardless of even if it is a Legend series, but these guys are probably never going to see the Major League roster for us. These guys would only be used, probably only used for trade pieces. They'd be thrown in if they have high potential to get legends to bring to the team, because this series is about the legends, it's not about the prospects. If you want to go see the prospects, those would be more featured in a series like the Royals on the channel. So if you want to go see the more featured prospects, go look at the Royals series on the channel. You can see that. I think I'm just going to go. I'm not going to put anybody in the prospect queue. I'm just going to skip and go to the draft. Since we picked so late, it's not really even worth it. I'm just going to see where the board falls. I think the Diamondbacks have the first pick. They do. Then the Giants, Nationals, Yankees, and Red Sox. That's the top 5. We are right above our rival White Sox because they just won the World Series. So let's start the draft and see where it goes. Who's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks? It is going to be... I don't recognize the face. It is going to be Brian McCullough, right-handed pitcher. He could be a right-handed pitcher. He is. Relief pitcher is what I wanted to say, though. 85 to 95 potential. Yeah, I remember scouting him. Obviously, we scouted him 100%. He's going to be a good one. He's going to be a pretty good pitcher. He could even end up being a starter. You never know. Second pick in the draft. Who is it going to be? Is it the Giants up next? It is going to be the San Francisco Giants drafting... He looks pretty short. And it is Juan Alicio. Oh, I remember scouting Juan Alicio. Okay. Switch hitter. That's pretty cool. Left fielder. I definitely remember scouting Juan Alicio. I think we even talked about him in this episode just recently, before I started the draft. Who's number 3 pick by the Nationals? He's got a beard. Pretty bushy beard. It is going to be Marcus Silva. Oh, we were talking about Marcus Silva because he was ranked number 31. See, that's what I'm talking about. He was ranked number 31 by MLB and ranked number 8 by us, but he got taken number 3 overall. That's what I'm talking about. Those rankings don't necessarily matter too much. The Nationals may have reached. You never know. But I am going to simulate to my Mets pick, and we're just going to view the prospects. Who is available? I have absolutely zero clue of who we're going to take. We only have 4 minutes to get it done. Takahashi is here, John Takahashi. These are the only guys that are on the board that are scouted. Everybody else is unscouted. Okay, so we should probably take somebody that we have scouted with our first pick, and that could be Chris Fritas. I remember scouting Chris Fritas. He looks pretty decent. He's got good contact. He's got decent enough power. Good vision. He's really good defensively. Well, not really good. He's pretty good defensively. He's a good outfield bat, and he's the highest that we have scouted that I'd probably take because Takahashi's potential is too low. If he's there in the second round, maybe we take him. Rhett Mackey's also here. I think we're going to take Chris Fritas with our first pick in the first round. He is hopefully going to be a useful draft piece for us, but he's got 70 to 86 potential. I'm hoping that's obviously on the higher end, and we'll see how that ends up happening. So now we can simulate to the next pick that we have. Oh, that was the only pick that we have? Oh, that's right, because we signed so many people in free agency that we gave up all of our picks. That's right, I remember that. So we only had the one first round, or the one pick. That's okay. That's not too bad. Because I do think the guy that we ended up getting is going to be good enough for us. So I'll take it. It was a little bit of an underwhelming draft part, but that's why we combined the draft and the trade deadline in the same episode. Let's get to the trades. We are ready to go to sign our draft pick, the only one that we have. Pick. It is time to do it. Chris Fritas, let's get it done. Priority number 1, he's our only priority, and he's only 40% interest. So unfortunately, we can't offer him a contract just yet, but probably after, since he's priority number 1, we should be able to sign him after the next signing period. But we got to start simulating to the trade deadline because there is one absolutely massive trade that I want to make that is going to shock the foundation of the entire MLB. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I just want to quickly make sure that I have the audacity to do it? I don't know. I have Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider is murdering AAA baseball, and he's a part of this trade. I just don't know if I want to make it happen or not. I have so many good pitchers in the bigs. Kurt Schilling's absolutely dying. Maybe we move on from Kurt. That's Shohei. Maybe we move on from Kurt because Kurt is struggling right now. Or Babe's struggling, but he's having a really good hitting season, so I don't want to move on from him just yet. I don't know, but Spencer Strider, I want to keep around because I do like Spencer Strider. I really enjoy him. I think he's a really great pitcher, but he's murdering AAA baseball. But to make the trade that I want to make happen, he's a part of it, which is a little bit concerning. Also a part of it is David Wright, who we just brought in free agency this past offseason, and he is murdering AAA baseball as well, as you would expect. He's freaking David Wright, a legend. Of course he'd be murdering AAA. Do I want to make the trade or not? I don't know. Let's keep moving on a little bit further. We've got the Dodger series that we got to play. Today is a signing draft pick day. Is he more than 40%? He's 46%. So we'll move on a little bit further. Jason Bay, the first domino falls. Jason Bay traded from the Yankees to the Rays, and the Yankees get back Robert Gonzalez, Taj Bradley, and Edgar Quero. All right, very interesting. Now we got a 3-game set against the Reds. Today's another day to sign draft picks. Please let this guy be. Yes, we're able to offer him a contract just now. And you know what? We're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna submit the best offer. And he declined the. Wow, Chris Freitas, you were drafted in the first round, pick 29. Get off your high horse. I offered you the max, and he said no to it. The audacity. Another domino falls. The Royals acquire Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals. They get back Trey Sweeney, Chris Clark, and Richard Song. Some decent moves are being made so far. Another day to sign draft picks. He's at 58% now. I'm going to offer him the max, and we're going to see what he says. Offer declined. Again, I am offering him the most money I can, and he says no to it. The audacity of this man is out of control. Another day to sign draft picks. He is at 64%. Offer him the max. He decided to sign with us. 86 overall potential is the highest. I can't believe the audacity of that man. Absolutely insane. He just swindled us for all the money we had. Today is the day to sign draft picks. We already signed everybody. We only had one draft pick, so we don't have to worry about that. We had a series against the Brew Crew, and we take 2 or 3 against them. Then the Braves, and now it's trade deadline day. It is trade deadline day. Is Albert Pujols on? Oh my God, Albert Pujols is on the trade block. This is not what I expected. This is not what I had in mind when I went into this deadline. And it wouldn't even take that much. It would take David Wright and then somebody else. It keeps changing. David Wright and Spencer Strider. I could do this trade in a heartbeat, but Spencer Strider and David Wright are a part of another deal that I want to get done. So I don't know if that would be smart. Although, if we brought in Albert Pujols, we would have a logjam at first base, which means Ryan Howard would probably have to be moved as well. And if we were to give up Ryan Howard, maybe Ryan Howard could go into the deal for this other player that I will reveal right now. So if I go over here, we are going after Barry Bonds, of course. Why wouldn't we? So if I go after Barry Bonds, he's the guy that I was talking about. So yeah, Ryan Howard's value is not that much. So I couldn't even do that. Okay, so who would I have to throw into this deal? Does it have to be Spencer Strider? Yeah, Spencer Strider's value is so crazy that it would get this done. And Kurt Schilling's value, dear Lord, I didn't realize Kurt Schilling's value was like that. So maybe we do move on from Kurt Schilling and we're able to get somebody else. Or maybe we can use Kurt Schilling in this deal. We also have to trade this, but we are able to get a pitcher back in return. Is there a starter that I want? There's Tristan McKenzie. I was going to get Tristan McKenzie back in the deal for Ryan Howard on the original trade that I had started. But now we're probably able to get somebody else even. Do I want Tom Glavine? Does he move the needle more than Kurt Schilling does? Because if I give this up, then I lose the ability to... Or actually, I still have Spencer Strider that I could give up. Oh, this is tricky. Do I want Tom Glavine? Is he good enough? He's a 98 overall. He's having a fine season. 3.85 ERA. He's having a pretty good year. 6-5 win record in 133 innings. He's allowed 57 earned runs, 21 home runs. He's not having the worst year. Curt Schilling is 9-5. He's kind of cool, or he's kind of come back to earth a little bit after struggling. So maybe it's not worth it. I didn't realize how much freaking value Curt Schilling has. It's kind of crazy, actually. Which is why I kind of don't want to trade him then. But we would be getting Barry Bonds and Tom Glavine. And then I could still try to trade Spencer Strider for Albert Pujols. Oh, is that the smart idea? Is Curt Schilling going to end up being better this season than Glavine? That's a big risk that we got to take. Because if we trade Schilling for Glavine, and Glavine starts to be bad, then we can't move up Spencer Strider because he got traded as well. We could move up David Price. He's down in AAA right now, and he's having a monstrous season just like Spencer Strider. Of course they would, because they're in AAA and they're 90-plus overalls. I think this is the needle mover trade that we need to make. Barry Bonds and Tom Glavine for Alex Gordon, Ryan Howard, and Curt Schilling. Deal accepted. Oh my God, I just made a crazy move. But now we go back to the trade block and we go talk to the Guardians about Albert Pujols. We throw Spencer Strider in because he's the one that has the crazy value that's going to be able to get this done. We also inquire them about Adolfo Batista, maybe? I don't know if I can afford to give up a closer. Jonathan India could help. Miguel Cabrera can't. He's not that bad. This could be the move where we give David Wright up. I was going to give it David Wright in the Barry Bonds trade, but I guess if we don't have to give up David Wright, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Having Barry Bonds now means that I have a lot of outfielders. I have a logjam in outfield. And I don't really want to give up Adam Dunn. I love Adam Dunn. He's one of my favorite players. But if he could help us get Albert Pujols, who he wasn't even on my radar until, well, I mean, he was on my radar because I want to have Albert Pujols on my team at some point, but I wasn't expecting to get him in this trade deadline. Is there somebody that I could trade? Seth Gray? Is he having a good season in AA? He's having an okay season, but we could have Evan Longoria fill that spot. Although he's in AAA. Oh, I think, is Lucas Dunn the starter? I don't know who the starter is. Is there another position that has a lot of players in it? Left field does. Jerks and Profar. Is he having a good year in AAA? He's doing okay. I don't think they won't take Corey Dickerson. They'll take Tristan Lutz, which could work. And they'll take Charlie Blackmon, too. He's in AA. Jack Douglas is also in AA. So Jack Douglas will just start, I guess. So if we do this trade, we could get Albert Pujols. We trade Adam Dunn, which I don't want to do, but he helps push the needle. We trade Spencer Strider, which is the big piece of this trade, to the Guardians, who would add Spencer Strider to a rotation that has Cliff Lee and Fernando Valenzuela. That's already a pretty good lineup, or a pretty good rotation. I think to get the machine, we have to trade Adam Dunn. It sucks, but we had to do it. I didn't expect that to be part of the trade deadline. It was really only going to be the trade for Barry Bonds. But when I saw that Albert Pujols was on the block, I can't pass that up. So now we add Tom Glavine to a lineup of Shohei Ohtani, Greg Maddux, Felix Hernandez, Babe Ruth, and we add Barry Bonds and Albert Pujols. I probably need to. Oh no, I have enough people on the lineup or in the big leagues. So Barry Bonds will come in and he will probably play. He'll probably play left field. He has to, right? He has to play left field. And then Willie Mays, who just made an all-star team, I don't really want to take him out because he's having a fantastic year. I don't want to take Willie Mays out. I think we take Trout out is what we do. Trout's having a good year, but not great. We move Griffey to we move Griffey to right. We have Willie Mays play left like he had been playing, and Barry Bonds will play DH. And then Pujols will have to come in, and what can he play? He can play all the outfield positions, but we have pretty much locked down outfield. We don't have to worry about that. But Albert Pujols has to play because he's having a fantastic year. So he has to continue to play. I guess we could swap him out for Lou Gehrig for the time being. Oh, this is a stacked lineup. This is a loaded, absolutely loaded lineup. And look at our bench. Our bench is insane. Oh my God, this is the craziest lineup ever. Just put Albert Pujols in there for the no DH things. Okay, so left-handed DH, we'll have to adjust. Barry Bonds comes in and plays right. You know what? No, we'll move Lou Gehrig on the bench. That's controversial, but I mean, Pujols is just having such a great season. We can't keep him off the bench. And I know Gehrig made the All-Star team too as a starter, but he's got to sit. So then Barry will play DH. Griffey will play right field. All right, so I want the lineup to be Jeter, then Mantle, then Pujols, Bonds, Griffey, Mays, bench, Soriano. I like that. So then, how did I have it? So then, Pujols, Bonds, Griffey, Mays, bench, Soriano. There we go. Perfect. So the lineup is better, and the pitching rotation is better now. So we got to have some guys in contention, right, for like some awards. We have to. So there's Joey Bats. Jose Bautista's leading MVP, and he's probably going to take it easily. So then do we have anybody in Cy Young? We have Greg Maddux fighting for Cy Young. It's going to be tough with that Walter Johnson ERA. That's going to be pretty tough to take that Cy Young. Batting title, Barry Bonds now on the Mets. So we do have a chance for Barry Bonds to get it. Reliever of the year, nothing. Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron possibilities. Felix Hernandez has a chance for Gold Glove pitcher. We have a chance Jeter at Gold Glove shortstop, Trout Gold Glove center field. Babe Ruth has a chance at Gold Glove, and then we have a bunch of chances at Silver Slugger, obviously. All right, so do those two trades make us even better than what we were? Do those two trades make us World Series champions? We got to the World Series last year, fell just short. Do the additions of Albert Pujols and Barry Bonds, two of the greatest home run hitters of all time. Do those additions to this lineup that already was dominating. We already have, I mean, it's July, and we have 72 wins. So do these two additions help us enough? And does the addition of Tom Glavine, somebody who I wasn't expecting to bring in, but he came with Barry Bonds, so is he going to be enough to hold down this lineup? I mean, we do have David Price, who we could bring in for the postseason to be a long relief guy, or he might even get called up at spring in the September call-ups, actually, because I don't think we're going to need any more bats for September. I think our bullpen, or I think our lineup is pretty good. The only guy that I would bring up is probably David Wright, but everybody else I think we can leave down in the minors for October. So I think the potential guys to call up for September are David Price, Jordan Montgomery, Clay Holmes, maybe Kenley Jansen, one of the two, and then maybe David Wright. So, but I kind of want to lead into the bullpen, because I think that's what got us last in the postseason. I think the bullpen is what got us. It failed us in the end. But I'm pretty sure that's all the moves that I wanted to make for this trade deadline. It was really only supposed to be Barry Bonds. And that was really the only move I was going to make, but I could not pass up the fact that Albert Pujols, they put him on the block. How do you expect me to pass on Albert Pujols if he's on the trade block? I mean, I wanted him for a while, and I didn't think I was ever going to be able to trade for him. There's one more guy that I really want to add to this team, but he might be absolutely impossible to get. I have to find him. There he is. Alex Rodriguez has almost 2.5 bars of value. He's having a fantastic... Actually, he's not having as good of a year as he did last year, but he's having a great year. maybe I should have traded away Spencer Strider to get Alex Rodriguez, because this is the only other guy that I would want right now. David Wright moves the needle. Who else could I give up? Harper doesn't really even do much. Mantle, Trout, Willie Mays, Barry, obviously, but I'm not going to trade Barry. We just got him. Wade Boggs, Soriano, Kinsler, Pujols, Lou Gehrig, Bench and Posada. I don't think we're going to have... We don't have the facilities to be able to get a guy like Alex Rodriguez just yet. Maybe next year with some more value. Because even if I put like Babe Ruth and King Felix, it still doesn't even go through. So A-Rod is probably off the table. Although, what does it say for this? Yeah, see, they don't even have any trades for that they want from me. Any suggestions. So A-Rod's probably got to be off the table for now. He is locked up for a crazy long time on a cheap contract that he signed. So he's not under like any restrictions or anything. So I don't know. That is the only other guy that I would absolutely need to have on the team. But for right now, we can kind of cruise to what we have. Maybe next trade deadline, we can try to go after A-Rod again. Maybe we have somebody else who has some crazy value. I don't know. But that's going to do it for the trade deadline. Let's simulate it. We ended up beating the Braves again. And we'll go into August, finishing that series. We're probably going to play... Who should we play? We should probably play at home, I would guess. Who's having a good season? Padres are having a good year. Phillies are doing okay. Pirates are not that great. Astros are doing pretty good. Let's simulate the Tigers series because we're not going to bother with the Tigers. David Wright's injured. Gabriel Gonzalez. All right, so we took 2 of 3. We have 76 wins. Have we clinched yet? Is that even possible? No, not yet. There's still 14 and a half games back. How did... I keep going to training. Stop going to training. Nope, stop it, Juice. Figure it out. Did Tom Glavine pitch yet? He should have. Otani, Vita Blue, Felix. This must have been his game that he pitched. Glavine pitches this game against the Royals. So let's simulate the Phillies series. And we'll pitch with Tom Glavine against Framber Valdez, who is 5-13 with a 7 ERA. Sheesh. All right, 78-39 is our record in the month of August. We are killing it. Next episode, we will see the on-camera debut of Tom Glavine as a New York Met. Also, we'll see the debuts of Barry Bonds and Albert Pujols. It's going to be a crazy one. Pujols has 2 more home runs since we traded for him. He's having a fantastic year. So is Willie Mays. These 2 guys are dominating. I don't know how Pujols is not leading like MVP votes or anything. He is. He has to. He's killing the game right now. So we will we'll see how that goes as we simulate further. I can't wait for next episode to see the debut of our new additions. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I told you it was going to be a massive video that changed the landscape of the major leagues, and it did. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know how much it would change, but it changed a lot. So I hope you guys are excited for next episode. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.